on my sister's mat again, in the same room again, doing the same sort of stuff. I know how my routine could improve, and I still have set aside enough time to improve my routine. However, I really believe that focusing on improving my routine is only just gonna mean I keep going in this direction, where the days go fairly fast. Over and over and over again, and I stay in a state where I'm never feeling completely happy with my efforts, and I've never felt completely happy with my efforts recently. And of course, a part of why that's the case is mindset. What you're thinking and what you do means you get what you get. Because what you think and what you do, that's what you put in. And then you get the results from what you put in. I think I've just been putting in too much mental energy into wanting to improve my productivity and routine, and I know that's not working because I keep on going through the same cycle where I've put so much pressure on achieving what I've set on the whiteboard that I don't actually do anywhere near as much as what I could be doing. I think it's about time that I change my motives. I'd much rather focus on socializing. Tomorrow I can do that. If I see people in the gym and I'm there and it's not disturbing anyone, I see someone do something that I think is impressive, then I'll talk. But I'm not going to just do it for no reason. There's someone there that works at the gym, and I may just speak. I do this anyway. I talk to the people that work in the gym, but I'm saying that I want to talk to more people that work in the gym as a part of me socializing, one person in particular. I think that's really going to help me out. And then if there are more people there, I'll carry on talking and make friends, just on the premise it doesn't disturb their workouts and they don't think I'm hindering them, and I don't think I'm hindering my own training progress, then I will talk to these people. For instance, when I finish my session, then that can be the time I go and speak to the person I'm thinking of. I just want to speak to a lot of people. In terms of dating, I also have some new aims. I think I don't completely have it together, but I think I'm ready to start talking to many people. Not only friends, but if I am in a position where there are people that want to date, there are girls that want to date me, and I like who they are as people, or who they seem to be, then I'll think about it and see how it goes. I really want to make lifetime friends now. Friendships I maintain for the rest of my life. I'm not expecting to maintain every single one of them, that's not realistic. there unfortunately are just going to have to be, there unfortunately are going to be some relationships which don't work out. That's just how it is. And I'm not expecting every single relationship to go perfect or anything like that, no. But I do want to socialize, and I'm going to go into the gym with those motives. Allow myself to just have a productive workout session, but more importantly, focus on socializing. Getting to meet new people and making deeper connections with people that I have already met and see many times in the gym. And then from there, meet more people in different clubs. When I do personal training, that's going to be another, when I'm in the gym, working in the gym, that's going to be an outlet to meet new people, different people that I may not have otherwise met and otherwise spoken to. But for now, I'm certainly going to go into the gym with motives to socialize and get to not make friends with people who I want to be friends with. Know these sorts of people in many different environments to see their character and understand what, not only what they're like, but what I'm like as well, and how I can improve my character in relation to what I'm looking for in a friend, and also in a partner. After coming back from uni, I haven't really made deep friendships with anyone. I've had a couple of deep conversations with people that I've got to know here and there, but that's as far as it's gone. I haven't really spoken to many different people. But no, I haven't really made deep friendships with anyone. It started off with speaking to people in the skate park. The age range was very, very massive, from child to fully grown adult with who has kids. I remember saying that the age range was 7 to 29. And of course I was more with the older people, 20 plus. However, there were a few teenagers there that I'd speak to, both male and female. But that said, I was around the older people most of the time. And then from there, went to the gym, and then I've only known people that are around the same age. Maybe a couple of years younger, but certainly no younger than 17. Whereas that wasn't the case in the skate park because the age range was so massive. I've always liked speaking to older people as well, double my age or older. Well, I say always, but I mean for a while now I have. They seem like very knowledgeable people, and that's more than understandable as to why more years, if you've lived more years on the earth, it makes sense if you have more life experience and you know more about the world, relevant information about how the world works than a teenager does. More relevant information about how the world works than a teenager does. It makes sense because you've lived for longer than they have. But I just know not to make the mistake of speaking to older people that don't have it together and that I can't aspire to be like. People who don't really even care about their health. You're older, but you don't eat healthily. That's unacceptable. I'm not going to be friends with you, man. I'm not going to speak to someone who I believe I have it more together than they do, but they're older. They're much older than me. No. Ever since when I was in school, I had, or especially during A levels, I was in many friendship circles. I remember being in at least 4 friendship circles, and I was just well known, regardless of whether I'd admit it. I was just very well known, so known that some people, one person in particular from one of these friendship groups, saying, how does this person know you?" And that they didn't use that exact wording, but yeah, I was known. I was friendly for the most part, but I had a lot of resentment in me, and that that showed. That showed at times very strongly. Strongly. I remember calling that guy, who I remember um, made a racial slur to me in year 9 because I didn't follow his Instagram account, and I called him the C word, and I really pronounced the T in the computer room in the high school, that in the sixth form computer room that the high school had, because I hadn't worked through my emotional and rational thoughts towards that event, and it just kept on, my rage towards that event just kept on building and building and building. I think that's what happened. I didn't have many friends, very strong friendships, genuine friendships. I had quite a few of those, but I no longer have any of those, and I'm now living with people that I can speak to, but no friends that I have a deep relationship with. That I don't have. I don't have any friends that I have a deep relationship with anymore. I don't really have any friends. Not because I am socially inept, not because I'm unable to make friends, but just simply because I didn't maintain school relationships, and I haven't focused on making very deep friendships in the gym. So it makes sense as to why I'm in the position I'm in today. However, that is going to change. I really am going to work on, when I go to the gym, I'm going to have the intentions of socializing and talking to people. I really think I'm just going to have a lot more fun doing this. We are social beings, this common knowledge. We are meant to be talking to people. We are meant to be having fun, loving what we're doing. I'd like to imagine that that's we all did as children. Not necessarily all of us, of course, but I'd like to think that most of us did what we truthfully wanted to do as children. We went outside, we were in touch with nature, touching the leaves, laying down in parks, enjoying nature, being in touch with nature rather than being out of touch. Rather than being out of touch with nature. If I'm not mistaken, I think we could be very much conditioned to dislike, sorry, not dislike, but not pay attention to nature all the way way back to when we're children. And I remember this one time when I was walking on a particular road that I saw an out of shape woman. She just looked so fat. She was morbidly obese, and this kid that she was with, her grandchild, I'd like to assume, was skinny, and he was in touch with nature, touching the leaves and with his right hand, and she literally was yanking his left hand like it was the leash on a dog. She was literally, I saw her yank him away from the trees. When in reality, him being in touch with nature is exactly a part of one of the many things that would keep him in a healthier mind state. That's really unfortunate. However, I can't tell these people how to raise their children and that. Even though I would have liked to have said something, I decided to hold my tongue because I don't think I have that right to just tell a random stranger not to do that and tell them how to raise their kids. That's just not my responsibility. I don't want to raise that kid, but it's just a shame that she yanked him away from the nature like that. Grandma's got things to do. Grandma doesn't care about the kids' needs, really. She can't take care of herself. How is she going to be able to take care of the kids? Sure, that's the mother's responsibility rather than the grandmother's responsibility, primarily speaking anyway. However, it just wasn't nice to see. I didn't like it then, and I didn't like it now, and I don't like it now. I don't like that memory. I don't think if I am to have kids in the future, I can't do that to my children. I have to remember to stay in touch with nature, and also to remember what it's like to be a child. That may be difficult as the years go on, as my parents are eventually going to pass away. However, I will have all of these experiences to remember and to go back to. For example, like working through the resentment I had towards me, my family and friends. I have a video recording all my thoughts before becoming a father, although I don't plan to be one, certainly not yet. I have all of those thoughts there whilst only being a child, which I can refer back to. Now imagine, what would it be like if I were to have kids? They were a teenager and they see all of those videos when I was the age I am now, 20. Maybe it will happen, maybe it won't, we'll see. But in terms of a relationship, I certainly know that I'm looking to, the bigger picture is to be in a relationship where I'm growing with someone. It's not just about the sex. It's not just about the sexes. The music may condition us to believe in. Society may condition us to believe through other forms. For example, friends, boys as teenagers, getting around in a park, for example, looking at social media and looking at females around their age, thinking, trying to find who's the most sexually attractive physically. Watching porn as well would only make it, may only make the want to have sex more intense for men and for the ladies too, maybe. And virginity being looked down upon, having your virginity at a certain age being looked down upon, that's probably even more conditioning to for men especially, for them to want to have sex because they don't want to be seen as worthless. No, I don't think anyone wants to be seen as worthless. Or at least be perceived to have less value than if you were a non-virgin. I know why I'm looking for a lot more long term than I once did. It certainly is not just about the act of having sex, just so I can lose my virginity. No, there's a much bigger picture to that. That's not all women have to offer. I really don't believe it. Not by any stretch of the imagination. No, I don't believe it. I don't believe that in a dating sense, the only thing a woman can offer is their body, and fucking it, I don't believe it. I don't. I might not know how much more they have to offer than that. I'm not saying that that's the only thing they have to offer, not by any means, but I don't know in how many ways they can cater to us as a group and what they can provide so that our relationship blossoms. I'm thinking of all the different sorts of activities you could do if I were to be dating someone, i.e., the first thing that came to mind was going to the gym. I just saw a video on YouTube where a couple were working towards some goals for the lady in particular. So I think that could be why I thought that lady was really in shape and her abs were popping. She was very built, muscular. She was very built. And I'd like a woman that's built as well, just like how that man has one. And just like how that woman has a man that's, I'd like to imagine it in shape, just like how she is. Maybe not exactly the same way, but they're both in shape and they both have each other. They're both growing as people, working towards their own aims as individuals and thriving. That's the sort of thing I'm looking for. If I am to get in a relationship, I'd want it to be with someone that shows that they really want to improve themselves in the gym, and then from there we can see what they're like outside of that and how many other ways they know how to have fun. And I'm not talking about sex there. It would be nice. It would be nice just to socialize consistently. But I must remember to have the balance where I'm not only socializing, but I do have some time for myself consistently. But yeah, I'll certainly be socializing a lot more than I have done, because I really believe that up until this point, I've very basically been in a place of solitude, even though I was speaking to many people in the skate park, getting to know many people in the skate park. Even though some of them know my face, some of them know my name, I purposefully don't speak to these people because I want to move on from just that whole situation. And I certainly have done, in my opinion. I don't think about it without prompt. I don't think about all of those dreams. I don't think about all of the fear I experienced, and I don't experience that same fear anymore. I don't feel scared to walk about. I don't feel fear. I just thought, well, the summer holidays is coming up, and they'd be out. They'd probably be out all the time. Yeah, maybe, but so what? I can understand why I thought that way. I thought that. I think I could have thought that way out of fear, because I've just been speaking about the fact that I'm no longer fearing that situation. So that would be what I'm focusing on. But yeah, seriously though, I really believe that I'm no longer doing that, and I only think about that situation with prompt. All of the dreams, all of the days I experienced fear and only went to the gym and the supermarket, all of the days that I looked at the clock thinking that the school kids may come out and feeling fear because they might do, and I might see Joseph in particular, or I might see one of the other people that I've seen in the skate park. Even if I didn't have a problem with them, I felt fear about that. Not anymore. I don't think about the time. I don't look at the time out of fear anymore. Even though I was doing that last year, I'm not doing that anymore. I was thinking of making a video about this to explain like what's gone on since, because I was working through it a lot, especially during the day 80 and day 90 as well. I did. There are many other days around that period here and there which I had to work through it, but as time has gone on and we're now on day 174, I haven't had to think about it often at all for the past couple of months or so, I'd say, without prompt. I just have not been thinking about that situation without prompt. I've moved on. And I want to make another video about how another way I want to move on. But for now, I really want to just socialize, work towards socializing and speaking to more and more people. Yeah, this person that I want to socialize with, when I see this person, I may see a whole load of unhealthy foods. However, I'm not focused on eating them, and I know that although I'd rather not see them, I know I eat healthily, and I can look at all of those foods in disgust. Maybe that's how I can think about it. I'll allow myself to go over there to speak to this person, not only to socialize, but to breed disgust of all of the unhealthy foods that they have there. I do want to make brownies, but I mean, I could breed disgust for the brownies that they're selling, for the cakes, and for the way that all of the cakes I ate made me feel. How they tasted, the fact that they're just so high in everything unhealthy. You can even see it when you look at the box, when you look at the nutritional value. Everything's red. Sugars, fats, salt. There are other ones, but it's all just red. Very unhealthy. I think I may have said this earlier on in the video. I must have done, especially during the early stages. We'll see how this goes. Working towards or focusing on socializing rather than trying to improve my productivity. I think I won't only be able to make friends that I want to have that way, but I'll also be able to do what I set myself more due to reducing the amount of pressure I put on myself to do all these things by wanting to do them. Wanting to do them hasn't worked, but working towards focusing on socializing, that would mean that I'm not focused on wanting to do all of the things I've set on the whiteboard. So I think that would mean I'd spend a lot more mental energy into doing rather than wanting to do. I think that'll be it for now. Hope you enjoyed, maybe even learned something valuable, and I'll see you in the next one. I think if there's anything I've learned from this, it would be, if something's not working out, keep on changing different things until it does. And in this context, I'm changing what I'm focusing on. Instead of wanting to do and thinking about me, and telling myself that I'm self-sabotaging, I'm instead just going to focus on socializing and thinking about talking to new people, both male and female. And if I do get in a position where girls really like me and I like the sort of character that they're showing, then we can take things further from there in a dating sense. That I don't mind doing that now. I'm mentally ready to do that. I feel ready to do that and lose my virginity. I feel ready, and I've made my decision to do that on my own terms, not because I'm feeling not because somebody else has told me to do it, but because I feel ready to progress in that sense. I feel ready to actually grow with people, both male and female. Yeah, sure, I'd rather date a woman, but I am only 20. That's going to be a lot more fun, dating women rather than girls, but we'll just see. If I like the female's character, and of course she's old enough, then we'll just see. We'll see. But anyway, yeah, if things aren't working, you really want to work on something, but you're just not doing it. Something's not working out. Then something's got to change. You might have to do something different. You might have to think differently, or you might have to do both. Something's got to change. And I noticed that my productivity isn't where I want it to be. So me saying that even is an issue, because I mean that I'm just basically hindering myself from actually achieving what I want to achieve by saying those sorts of things. And instead, I'm now going to think about socializing, meeting new people and having fun, and deepening relationships with people that I already know in the gym. And then from there, I can expand into going to different clubs and speaking to different people over there. And when I do personal training, I'm also going to be meeting new people that way, people who want to improve their health. Yeah, I think I'm really on the up here. Things are really going to change in the way I want. But now I just have to focus on socializing. But yeah, I'm gone. I'll see you a lot later. Every day is the answer. I have something to show for every day, man. Every day. But for now, I'll see you a lot later. Peace. See you in the next one. There are many more to come.